This is Greg in the Morning Buzz.
So this is, hi everybody, welcome. I'm Greg.
Hi, Greg.
And,
Greg. A little less
this
enthusiasm this time.
This is the second time we've recorded this because, yes, I forgot to hit record.
Things happen.
So technically the first.
First one was great. I mean, really, the first 5 minutes was just phenomenal. I don't even know if we could duplicate it, to be honest with you.
No,
I don't even
'cause
remember
that
what we
was
did.
pretty
You know, we filled Erica in on the douchebag, which if you're listening to the show this morning, you already know about that. So you didn't miss anything.
True.
She agreed that the guy, the writer, was the douchebag. And we also agreed that Kelly was absolutely not joking around. I thought his
I'm joking around a little bit, but what are we having? Adults only party. No kids.
Oh, people are like
Things are gonna get
swingers,
just crazy.
drugs. People have reached out and they're like, I feel like, I'm Auntie so-and-so. I don't want to get caught swearing in front of the kids.
Oh,
And then
my
my friends are
God.
going, guilty. I act like myself around your kids. And I said, exactly. And I act like myself around the kids. And guess what?
Same with me.
I don't care. I mean, I know I'm raising my kids differently. They hear swears. They see people drinking. If you smoke cigarettes, they see it. Whatever.
The
That's life.
douchebag-
I can't shield them from everything. Guess what? When you go out in public, you might see somebody drinking or smoking and vaping. I don't.
The douchebag was a 40-year-old birthday party, if you missed it, and one of the buddies brought the kids and killed the vibe. When the invite said adults only.
Mm-hmm.
His wife was working and the babysitter bailed at the last minute, but he went to the party and hung out for 90 minutes. I'm the same way. I mean, I agree with you. Like, that's, but you also know if the friend comes over that isn't easy to deal with. Who the friend who's very proper, doesn't like swearing. I mean, I got friends that they don't like swearing or anything like that, and God forbid you use the Lord's name in vain, which I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of.
But
okay,
and
I try. I try not to do it when
not
I
trying
don't
to
want them to be mad.
take it to the extreme. But we're having to get together at somebody's house, and all of a sudden, somebody lights one up. Our kids are here. Everybody's they're here to relax. They don't want that. They
Yeah.
don't want the kids there.
One of the texts that came in that I didn't read, Kelly, was if I'm having a party that says adults only, there's a chance are that something illegal might be going on there. Whether it's weed, whether it's whatever, I don't know. My friends aren't. Those aren't the kind of parties that they have. I mean, other than
maybe
smoking weed and stuff.
I would think a lot of parties probably have some weed smoking going on.
Yeah. I don't really consider
No,
weed anything.
not anymore.
To be honest
No,
with you.
and I think kids
Righty?
know that most.
Yes, but
Righty?
remember,
Right.
Yeah, I got
but
you, girl.
remember
I
the
got you.
ages that we were talking about there. What, 6 and 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see things.
Yes.
Okay.
7, 6,
But-
and 8.
Okay, so 6 and 8. They see people drink alcohol. Weed's legal in a lot of places. So if they see somebody drinking alcohol, that's legal. If they see somebody smoking weed, that's legal. I'm not saying
I
we're
know, but
blowing
some people
smoke
might-
in their face.
I know, but some people might freak out that we have to take you out of the equation because you're kind of a laid back mother and you're cool with it. But see, not every mother. You'd be, Bill, you mean to tell me they were smoking pot and
But that's
the
it.
two
So-
kids were there? They would freak out.
But a 40-year-old, our generation knows that pot is legal in most spots. You're not. You have to get to a certain age where you can smoke pot. You get to a certain age, you can drink alcohol.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
their generation, my kid's generation, is growing up where pot is legal. Pot is normal.
Not in New Hampshire.
No, in
Not.
New Hampshire.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but technically it's not, right?
Right.
And I would say though, and this is one thing that we've had discussions over, maybe not here, but I've had discussions with friends about: do you smoke weed in front of your kids? It depends on your kids. It depends on the relationship. It depends on a lot of factors. But for me, I don't tell anybody what to do, what not to do when it comes to their kids. That's your business. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it right now. If it was legal and everybody was like I live on the border of New Hampshire and Maine. And Maine, there's like 9 weed stores literally within 3 miles from my home. So yeah, it's not a big deal. But I still, if you brought your kids to a party, I would not smoke weed if I did weed. I would
Yeah,
not do it.
I agree.
Just out of, I don't know well enough what your boundaries are, what you think. I would respect that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would go do it someplace else if I wanted to, but not in
Because
front of them.
you know you're gonna have some of your other buddies there. Maybe they're work people. Maybe they're people that, dude, that you said no kids, and they don't have kids, and they don't want anything to do with kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it's on both sides too. Like the kids are gonna see things that maybe they shouldn't be seeing, and the adults are gonna act a certain way that they maybe don't want to act because the kids are there.
Long time ago, I was driving down the road, and a person I know drove up next to me in a car. Woman driving, nice woman. I knew her for a while, and 2 kids in the back seat. And she's driving, and we're in 2 lanes, so we're going the same way. So she's beside me. She's going, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I'm looking at her, and as I look at her, I realize she got a joint.
Whoa. While she driving?
Yeah, while she's driving. This was way before it was even considered being illegal. And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, she's like, and I'm like, you got 2 kids in the back, and I'm not. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I judged the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Right then. This was decades ago. And I'm like, you're driving and smoking weed with 2 kids in the car. And I judged the shit out of her.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you want about that
Oh, yeah.
by today's standards, and maybe you'd be right. But back then, it was like, yeah, your friend smoked weed at a party. You driving with your kids in the car.
Right.
It wasn't even close to being legal, nor was it being discussed, publicly about making it legal. But I was kind of like, now, you do what you want. Like I said, I have kids now. I try not to judge anybody, but that at that time I did. Never looked at her the same.
Yeah.
Never.
I mean, I'm trying to remember when my kids were little, and I can honestly say that I don't know if I would have been comfortable if my kids were, like at a party where people were smoking cigarettes or even, marijuana, because back then it was like,
Whole different
feel
thing
like
now.
I've taken my kids to so many concerts and festivals and shows and stuff,
Yeah.
and they've been around it.
It's a different time now.
It is a different time, and I don't I've explained to them, because they wonder why people are sucking on balloons at some of the festivals, and I have to tell them, sometimes people put drugs in balloons, and I explain it to them. I'm not going to be like they're sucking helium, because I don't want the kids to be like, I'll buy a balloon.
I would just
And
say,
no.
they like blowing up balloons. They like, they're actually deflating them, Dad.
There was a
They
certain age
deflate
where
them.
I did just say, those are adult balloons. Don't,
All right.
But then you get to the...
We got the Buzz 24/7 coming up. We got a lot of news. There's a big story in the news I want to ask about. We got all that and more. Erica is hanging out with us. We will be right back.
It's almost Mother's Day, and that means it's time to start thinking about where, not if, you're getting flowers for your mom or the moms in your lives. We have an amazing option on the deals page, Flowers Fast. They're amazing quality, and with our deal, there are no extra costs for same-day delivery. If you're a last-minute buyer like me, this is perfect for you. Remember Flowers Fast for any occasion, and get to that deals page at morningbuzz.com so you can get your same-day delivery option for no extra charge. Flowers Fast.
morningbuzz.com/win and get a point each week. Get the trivia right and get another 3 points. Take some screenshots of your Buzz subscriptions for 5 bonus points and get friends to enter for potentially over 100 more points. Enter weekly at morningbuzz.com/win.
It's the Buzz 24/7 at morningbuzz.com.
This is unbelievable.
Now that's what's up.
Hey, if you're watching this and it's Wednesday or Thursday, April 8th and 9th, Laura's going to be at Revo Casino up in Conway
4 to 6 p.m.
tomorrow
Yep.
on Thursday.
Thursday.
So if you're up in the North Country, go ahead and swing by and visit. I'm
Is it
tell-
weird that I don't think of Conway as North Country?
Well, I just do. I mean, I say North Country. I don't think it is the North Country, actually.
Every time you say North Country, I'm like, Conway's North Country? Because I've just...
There's so many
think it
people.
Yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
I
on
would,
the edge
yes.
of the North
Yeah?
Country. Because the Northeast Kingdom is in what's Vermont? The Northeast Kingdom, right?
No idea.
Or we have the Northeast Kingdom,
What's
and
the
they have
northern
something
part
else.
of Vermont? You know,
I just thought you asked your phone that.
no.
But anyway, that's way up there.
Because I'm thinking Littleton and North.
Pittsburgh,
like, to me, that's
St.
North Country
Johnsbury.
is after Littleton.
Sure. Yep.
But now I'm going to look it up because,
The Great North Woods. One of them is the Great North Woods. That's New Hampshire, and then Northeast Kingdom is in Vermont. There you go. I'm right on
There's
that.
actually a
Caledonia,
map of North
Essex, and
Country.
Orleans counties in northeastern Vermont.
Yeah. So
I'm downloading the map now.
I'm so overdue. I'm so overdue for a Vermont road trip by myself. I do road trips by myself.
Overnight or just the day?
Sometimes overnight, yeah. Sleep in the car. Sometimes I'll get a hotel. Depends.
If he was your man, would you be cool with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you saying you would be cool with it because you know me and you know
Yeah.
the kind of person I am?
Because I know what you're doing there.
Yeah,
100%.
right.
You were just like,
but
oh,
let's just say I
random-
was a 23-year-old guy that you met at college or something like that. Would you trust him?
If we were dating, yes.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't date somebody that I didn't trust.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. How long does it take to establish that, to know that?
I'm different, I feel like, than most people. I give trust out to everybody, and then if you show me that you don't deserve it, I take it back. So you have my trust until you prove otherwise.
Interesting. I'm kind of the other way around, actually. You gotta. I'll be fine. I'm not mistrusting, but trust is earned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For
I
me
hear
to
that.
for me to really give it to you, it's gonna take a bit. You know, where I'm
Yeah.
gonna get the lay of the land. I want
No,
to
but
feel like I
that
know
was-
you.
That's cool that she
Yeah.
she looks at it that way. Because I'm kind of with you. When I meet somebody, you gotta earn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the first signal of like, if you're not trustable, we can be friends, but that's where, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Totally.
If I tell you something and then I hear it from someone else,
Oh, yeah.
that's going to be a problem.
Right.
I may not make a big deal of it, but I'm never going to tell you anything
Yeah.
again.
Note to self.
You know?
Yes,
Yes, Laura.
exactly.
I have the line if you want to know.
Sure.
Because they say no one can say for actual sure of where the North Country is, but there's people that put it in two different brackets. A lot of people think it's just Coos County.
Yeah.
The next layer of people think it's Littleton, Bethlehem, and Coos County. The third tier is north of the Notches is considered
Right.
North Country. Then people think it's north of North Conway. And then the New Hampshire tourism official designation is just north of Plymouth.
Yeah.
And others think it's this is for people like Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire that say anything north of Route 25
Yeah.
is all North Country.
The notches are on both sides of the there's Crawford Notch, that's up there, but also on the left side of the state you've got Franconia Notch. On the other side you got Pinkham Notch.
Yeah, so-
and Dixville Notch is even further up. So up above that, yeah, that's definitely the North
So-
Country right there. You know.
So I guess a Conway, if we can call it North Country.
You guys ever
for
driven
some.
through Dixville Notch? I
love Dixville.
Oh my
Yes.
God, it's beautiful. Freaking go in the fall, it's crazy. Go early in the morning. That way you don't deal with any other traffic. All right, well there you go. But I'm due for a Vermont ride.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask about. I don't know about this story, so I'm going to ask about it because I know either through news or through the stuff that Laura watches. I don't know what Nora watches. That's
know, but I'll
Scotty's
ask her
daughter, and
tonight.
I leave it alone.
I will ask tonight.
You know, I don't know what the cartoon Dora watches. I don't know what she watches either. But Laura, she was always kind of had her ears and eyes open about crime stories. What's with this woman on a boat? Or where was that? Where was that?
Bahamas.
Bahamas. But she's from Michigan,
What kind of boat was it? Was it I saw overboard, and I thought, is it a cruise ship?
not a cruise ship.
Because nobody just falls overboard on a cruise ship. They're screwing around. They're either doing something they're not supposed to be doing, or they're pushed.
Okay, so I don't know what type of boat it is. I haven't found a picture of it.
Was it a big
They're
boat,
called-
a cruise ship,
no.
or a smaller?
No, it was a dinghy, like a 8-10 foot boat or something like
They
that.
call themselves sailing hookers.
Oh.
So her name is Lynette Hooker. His name is Brian Hooker. They're from Michigan.
Sailing hookers.
Yeah. So they said they're
Thought
searching for her.
something
She fell
completely
overboard on
different.
Saturday while boating with her husband, who she shared a pastime of documenting their nautical adventures on social media. So they're from Hopetown, or no, they're not from, I don't remember where they're from. But anyway, so they said in a news release that the man had told the authorities around 4 a.m. on Sunday that his wife was missing after she fell over the 8-foot hard-bottom dinghy they were traveling in at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. So that's
She
a
had the
long.
keys with her.
Yes.
According to him.
Question. So a dinghy takes you to and from your real boat. Is it a
Yes.
sailboat? They're sailors?
Don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
He knows.
Their yacht. They have a yacht as well.
So she had the keys. So the boat's engine shut off. He lost sight of his wife after strong currents carried her away, adding the husband had paddled the vessel for several hours before reaching shore. That's when alerted authorities. They started a YouTube channel created in 2011 that they sailed from Texas to Michigan. Yeah.
When are we going to learn that anybody, I won't say anybody, I take that back. You got two people out there traveling the world. Did we not learn our lesson with Gabby? Did we not?
She was vlogging too.
I know.
Yeah.
Her trip.
You know,
Also, what happened to a life jacket? Why couldn't we throw?
Well, that's the thing is you always have a life. Like
Yeah, you have to have one in the boat. But you don't necessarily
Right.
have to
Have
have
it
it
on.
Right?
Right.
But I'm wondering why he couldn't have gotten it to her if she
Did
went
he describe
overboard.
to her how it fell, how she fell over? Did he not see it? It's an 8-foot boat. What the?
Well, he called his. See, he's the stepdad. He calls the stepdaughter to tell her the news. Stepdaughter says he was monotone and relaxed, and they have had a volatile relationship in the past.
So
See, here's the thing about stories like this, and that's why I guess I don't follow them, because it'll all come out right when it comes out. But right now, everybody is thinking exactly what each one of you is thinking in your head. Every one of you has the same picture in your head. What if it's not true? What if that's not accurate?
So his first phone call was to who?
His
I don't know if it was the
daughter.
first, but he called.
I
the
don't know,
stepdaughter.
Scotty, and I'm not making excuses. And I'm just saying, imagine being a guy that experiences something like that, then has to prove his innocence in a way when he really can't prove he is innocent.
How is he responding? Because I always find that interesting. Sometimes
It's
if you watch,
never gonna
if you
be-
watch any one of these specials, you'll get the guy that goes, he came right out and talked to the press, and then that could show that he's trying to get in front of it and act like he didn't do anything wrong, or he didn't talk to the press. What's he hiding?
See,
There's a
you
no
can't win.
There's for the significant other,
No win.
there is absolutely no win.
And that goes male or female also, but more so for the male.
Yes.
But the other person, that survivor, now has to prove somehow. How do you prove it? I mean, and Kelly, well, they've been, their relationship has been volatile.
That's right. History of not getting along.
Ouch. And back to
monotone and relaxed.
And back to your point, or who said Gabby?
Me.
Yeah, that's the white van.
That's the white
Yeah.
van.
Okay.
Sad.
Dude, anytime social media is involved, I want to know what the percentage of these kind of stories involves some social media.
You know, there's a pressure of being on social media.
Unbelievable
oh my God.
pressure.
As it is, if you watch the specials on Gabby, they weren't getting the numbers that she wanted to be getting. So if you hit a certain amount of money, you could numbers. You start
get
making
money.
You
Right.
start getting this. You start
Right.
getting that. They weren't getting it.
Oh, plus I just noticed this guy, slick back hair.
He did it. He did it.
That is not a good sign.
And that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. This guy just pulled his hair back in the wind. He's a sailor, whatever. And all of a sudden, that's the sign that locks him in that he's got to be guilty. Allegedly. Got to say that,
You know, it's
right?
kind of a weird coincidence. The guy who murdered Gabby's name is Brian, and this guy's name is Brian
The why?
with an IA.
Yeah, okay.
So we don't like Brian's.
Well, my nephew's
Watch out
name
for
is Brian with a
Brian's.
Y, so he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's
a
okay.
good dude. And my friend named Brian is with an I, and I like him. Yeah, see, that's the problem with these things. What if he's innocent? I'm not saying he is. I'm saying, what if he is? What if it was you, and you were like,
Crap.
the freaking world doesn't believe me. Nobody
Right, and then they bring up the
believes
fact
me.
that they were just fighting about the painted room.
Okay.
Exactly.
So-
They're going to come up with every little thing that you did.
To
Yeah,
the
they are.
four of you, this happens to somebody. What would make you feel that he's not guilty? What could he immediately do that takes your eyes off him as the major suspect? Does he turn himself in and say, "Hey guys, a lie
he's-
detector, do anything"? What will he do that makes
First,
you
he's
guys?
out there searching like crazy for her
Okay.
with the authorities, and if he can go out in those boats and help, like this is where I believe that she went it, like be out there helping. It's one good thing.
I always look at it through the lens of how would I behave? You know, when you see and you were talking about the movie Gone Girl, right?
Yes.
And how, Ben Affleck's character.
No spoilers for her. She hasn't.
Yeah,
she
I'm
hasn't
like,
read it.
I'm
and she hasn't
almost
seen
done
the,
though.
Yeah.
So.
You're reading the book.
She's reading
And
the
I'm
book, but
like-
she's never seen the movie, so
I'm
we
like-
can't give her everything.
Well, I won't. But I'm just saying, like, early on, you've got to speak to the media, and that's it. That's the death knell, because even if you are the most innocent person in the world, they're going to look at you and think you're guilty. Because before you open your mouth, they're going to think you're guilty. If you don't, like, if I was in that situation,
that D is so small.
if I was said that somebody's accusing me of this, I would be crushed because it happened. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to speak, and that's tiny, man. It's a dinghy. I
That's
mean, I don't know what you
real
want.
Small,
Oh,
doesn't-
that's
just
what they
because
were
it's a
on?
small dinghy doesn't mean it doesn't work.
No, I'm just simply saying that I would be emotional.
Kelly.
I wouldn't be able to talk about it without breaking down. And when people
Right.
get out there and they're like, and they're stoic, that makes me feel like they're hiding it. But if they were emotional, I'd be like, what can I do? Please, let's go look for her. Let's search for her.
And let's not
But then
forget-
if I oversell it, if I'm emotional, he's right. He's putting on an
And
act.
let's not forget, in some of these cases, the guy who did it was out looking, helping search parties.
I know.
Right.
I don't know, and all along knew.
I feel like, to go back to your question that you're asking, what would make us think that he's innocent, maybe? I feel like my brain would go to if he could describe the scene of what happened very well without any stutters or any, like, missteps, and also if...
Stammers, too, okay, because I stammer.
Scotty doesn't stutter.
I
He's
don't stutter.
stammering.
I have a
Screwed right
stammering
off the bat, like
Yeah.
he's stuttering.
That would be him. I don't know what happened.
so in trouble.
Yeah, you might be screwed. But then, no, all the life jackets or like buoys should have been thrown over in an attempt to save her. I don't know, just something
What
other
if-
than monotone and relaxed.
What if he was like, it's my fault. I tried. I'm getting emotional even thinking about having to say that I tried to save my wife and couldn't. I could cry like right now. Not because I'm faking it, because I'm actually feeling it.
Yeah.
He also took but he also, if I'm going to be, cross-examining him, he also took acting classes. So Greg,
He
and
was in
also,
theater.
also, I don't know if you've noticed this. Since we're doing this is a case, that man can cry. I can drop a dime and he can cry.
Best actor in the state, 1980.
Here you go.
There you go.
I'm telling you. So
One of them.
we're going to notice that.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
think
it's
about
hard.
it.
It's
Like,
really
the
hard.
fact that you would feel so guilty that you were in an 8-foot dinghy and you could not save your wife. I find that really weird. Like, I'm not saying he's innocent, but if it was me, how could I not save my wife? She went overboard.
I know.
I would have jumped out of the fucking boat.
I was thinking that
together.
too. I'm
How
like, if
do
somebody
you-
I love is overboard, so am I.
What happens inside your head that prevents you from doing exactly what you guys just said? You're on a boat, your wife falls over, and you do everything to help her, but not that final step that
What was the weather? What was the weather? My goal would be jump over, either have a rope tied to the boat. They all have ropes on the front of them. Wrap that around my hand, try to get her. Otherwise, try to hold on to the boat and try to get to her. But if it's a storm, she can be 10 feet away in a second.
I don't think it was stormy.
I don't know. It doesn't have to be really stormy in order for the waves to be big.
Oh, no.
You know?
Current.
So,
You got it.
I mean, I don't know, man. So
I'm
the answer
nervous
to your
because
question
I have a stammer, and Amy and I have been not fighting, but painting at the house has been a little stressful. So we are not anywhere near a boat.
I would be the one to say to the TV camera, well, they were fighting at home about the paint on the living room.
Yeah, and then Erica would go, sometimes he stammers.
Yeah. Right,
So
right. Yeah, right.
And,
Okay, but if you have like a long-term stammer, then I feel like that's different. But
and then
this
Laura
guy's
would
just
go, he's
tripping up.
always wearing black.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And the music he listens to.
He listens to devil music.
Yeah.
He has
and Kelly would
pentagrams.
come up with, Kelly would lie about something. He touched me.
So the answer, what would make me think that they may be
did touch
innocent is if they actually clearly felt and displayed emotional guilt that they couldn't save them.
Yeah.
That might help me, make me think, I don't know,
And let us
man.
bring us through what happened. Like, we all have no idea what this looks like based
Right.
off of the story right now.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to seem innocent, then we should have a better picture of what actually took place.
Yeah. No, all good. What were you going to say, Scotty? Did you say something?
What if he shows no emotion? What if he's one of these people that's just, she's gone?
Then I tend to think that they're happy
Something
that they're
is.
gone. Because it's beyond me. I know people are different. It's beyond me to not have emotion.
Yeah. No.
Even talking about it makes me emotional. I'm a wicked wuss. Wicked wuss. Some guy texted me, he goes, dude, you got a vagina. I got a vagina.
That was roadkill.
No, it wasn't. No, you go to vagina.
I know Greg doesn't.
Yeah. All right, I got a vagina because I have emotions. Yeah, okay. All right, Chief. All right. How the truck nuts dangling from the back of your friggin' big pickup truck that you go mudding with. You come on, get out of here.
So if they find her and the stories don't match up,
Well, she fell overboard on Saturday. Today's Wednesday.
I guarantee you, though, if they find her, this is just conjecture. She's gonna have a head wound. He's gonna. That's my guess, right? That's my guess. You can push somebody over and just let them drown.
That's what I
don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like
Well,
it.
that's what the daughter was like. There's no way my mom went overboard, but
She should be. It sounds like she was experienced in a boat. I would think that too.
Right.
See, all of these things stack up to
you
him
can
being
say
guilty.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
There's people who are experienced doing everything, and then just the one day they do something that just for a second, and this could be it.
Construction person steps off, hits a scaffolding, trips on a board. Yeah, you just don't know. You absolutely just don't know. Wow, that was a journey. See, now I'm like, oh god, now I'm all wound up about it.
Well, I have to work on my stammer so I can practice.
Yeah, you
you
look
can get away
guilty
with.
though. You have the unfortunate thing of you look like it.
See,
Because
that's what, but
and it's wrong.
that
It's
is
wrong.
Yeah.
so wrong.
So wrong.
Because if you look at a majority of these people who are doing these crimes,
Blonde, hair slicked back.
No, but there is. I totally agree with you that you go back like 20, 30 years, you'd be like, oh, that guy, he did it. And these days, it's like, no, that's not. I watch SVU.
Kelly just picked up and said, "Look at this guy, slick back hair.
Yeah.
He definitely
Yes.
did it." That was, you know what I mean?
Gordon Gekko.
Gordon
Guilty.
Gekko. Yeah. Gordon Gekko. Wow. There's your wake-up call, Bud Fox. Great movie reference. Nice. I like that. Yeah, I was thinking we were going to go through a bunch of stories, but I wouldn't kind of got a hold of it here. What else is going on? Thank Christ. Thank Christ. That's all I got to say.
Oh, he rose.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
No, just yesterday. The whole thing. I got to be honest with you. I was nervous. Ending civilization. That tweet was just mind-boggling. Okay, scary, terrifying. I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. I was thinking they're going to back down. Common sense says they're going to back down. That's a big threat. They want to back down, and somehow cooler heads will prevail. And that's what happened, right? Which is great. But in today's world, I just don't know.
yeah.
In today's world, I just don't know. So you know what? Whew, I can breathe a little bit, which
For
is
2 weeks.
which is good. Yeah, I think cooler heads will have to prevail. God, I hope so. Anyway,
It's sad that that's what I checked before I went to bed last night. Not like,
So did I.
should I wear shorts tomorrow? Should I wear a hoodie? I went, are we still? Okay,
a
good.
president has never threatened a civilization before in the history of the United States of America.
Yeah, this civilization is not the people you're usually go to war
Exactly.
with.
Right.
It was just it was one of those tweets. It was written in the middle of it's somebody, It's the war is one thing, right? But I'm just saying those kind of things. To say those kind of things, in my opinion, don't help. But anyway, okay, enough. It's today we got a brand new day. All right, all right. So we're gonna break. We got for the plussers there. The plussers are the Buzz Plusser members. You're gonna get the extra bonus section, which is very nice. Don't forget to play Kayla's trivia game too, by the way. Which is on morningbuzz.com, where she asks a question about the buzz. It's even multiple choice, but the more answers she does one every week. It's on Wednesday, and you can accrue points. You can win things like hats and T-shirts and blankets and stuff like that, and also like a year's worth of Buzz Plus, which would be cool. It means you could watch this commercial free and listen to it commercial free, whether you want to listen to it or watch it or whatever. The whole show, everything commercial free if you're a Buzz Plus member, and you get advanced opportunity to buy some tickets, to Buzz events. So that's happening. All right. So there you go. So Buzz Plussers, we're going to come back with more on a bonus segment. And for the rest of you, thank you. I'm interested in your take on how quickly we judge people being guilty or innocent.
Yeah.
Pamela Smart was back in the news trying to get out. She's never going to get out. They're never going to let her out. The state of New Hampshire is never going to let her out. And yet, the actual trigger guy has been out for like 25 years. Mm-hmm. It is an interesting thing.
Yeah. But
That's the case.
But I will say, if you're in a situation like I was in the situation when Dylan got burned, and as I laid, like Dylan was on me and they were trying to fix him, save him, whatever, I'm going, oh my God. What if they think I did this? Because there are crazy parents out there. And I'm thinking, would they ever accuse me of hurting my baby?
And that's your fear.
And that was my biggest fear at the time. And it was like, oh my gosh, save my baby, but don't come. Like, I was so nervous. And then you get interviewed and stuff. And it's like,
terrified.
They knew, I think, just because of like my emotions and everything that
that's what I was saying.
did. But I think they could tell. But what if they didn't? What if for some reason I was like in just shock and I wasn't crying and going nuts? Yeah.
That's my fear. I got grilled. Every parent that brings a little kid to the emergency room with an injury gets that. Do you feel safe at home? What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Wait a minute.
But it's a fair question.
You don't. They don't just ask the kids that.
Yeah.
Last
know.
time I went in there, kidney stones. They go, "Do you feel safe at home?" And I'm like, I hurt right now. Everything seems to hurt. I just want to be once and right now. But they ask everybody, "Do you feel safe at home?" Not right this second. I don't know.
Tyler had a bruise on his sternum. Couldn't figure out how it happened. Went to the doctors. Doctor said, "We're going to get you over to the hospital right now." What? Didn't tell me why. And I'm like, holy shit, Tyler, I have to act cool because Tyler's, and he's cool, but he's just got a bruise on his chest. They thought it was something bad, but nobody told me. So then it was like, go to the hospital. And when I got to the hospital, there were 2 doctors waiting at the door, the outside door. So I'm now level 10, DEFCON 5, whatever it is. And I'm scared shit. And we get in there and they're asking him, well, how did this happen? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Then they want to quiz him to see if I hit him. And I, of course, I'm like, no. But then you don't want to protest too much, right? And they thought it was, I don't know if they thought it was a sign of leukemia or something like that. And the best that we could come up with was that it was a handlebar on his bike. When he kind of fell on his bike. That's because it had a little round mark. And, but for a second there, I was terrified. And B, then the second add on top of that, they thought, did your dad do this?
Yeah.
And the fear is crazy when that happens. So, all right. Well, here you go. We're going to take a break. And we're going to come back. We got more for the Buzz Plussers. So, but there you go. Have a great day, everybody. Those of you that aren't. And we will see you tomorrow. Hey folks, it's Greg, and let me tell you about Cozy Earth. It's the site I've been talking about for months, and it brings bedding to another level. Bamboo, linen, all sorts of the softest, best bedding you're ever going to find. Plus, they've got men and women's pajamas, socks, and more. And better still, if you go to morningbuzz.com/deals, you'll get the best deals you can get at CozyEarth.com. Get 21% off right now using the code word BUZZ at CozyEarth.com. Go to morningbuzz.com/deals or code BUZZ at CozyEarth.com. You won't regret it.
All right, got another question for you. I have 3 cats. I have 2 girl cats and I have 1 boy cat. What is the name of my boy cat? Is it A, Dodger, B, Bear, or C, Duke?